Hello everyone, welcome to another video of mine. It's Kemal AA, and this is another Chelsea transfer news video for you guys, where I've got some exciting reports, and of course it is the opening of the transfer window. The January transfer window has officially opened, because of course today is the 1st of January, so I want to wish all of you a happy new year. Hopefully this year brings all of you wealth, health and full of prosperity. Hopefully a much better year than last year. Last year was a tragic year for all of us, especially with the pandemic and everything going on around the world. But hopefully this is the year that things get better, and hopefully personally, on a personal level, we will all have a much better year and a more successful year. But because it's the 1st of January, it does mean the window is officially open, so you will be seeing a transfer daily every single day in the month of January. So exciting news. I'll be keeping you guys up to date with all the latest news surrounding Chelsea. And the first story that has literally come out about 1 to 2 hours ago, situation which of course does regard Gianluigi Donnarumma. Gianluigi Donnarumma, we all know who Donnarumma is. A young, experienced goalkeeper with world-class potential. He's been playing at the top level, at the highest level in the Champions League in Serie A for AC Milan around 5 years. He made his debut at 16 years of age. He's currently 21 years old, and for a goalkeeper that is extremely young, considering the careers that goalkeepers have. They last until 35, 36. They don't hit their prime until late. So for me, he has a lot of years ahead of him, and there's so many positives with this deal, and it's endless. Now, there is a few stumbling blocks, but essentially what the report's stating, and the source is an ex-West Ham employee. Now, you're probably wondering, how is that a reliable source? It's a West Ham employee. That should have nothing to do with Chelsea. Now, he broke a lot of Chelsea news in the summer window. He was the first journalist to break the Edouard Mendy news, the Declan Rice news, the Kai Havertz deal. So he has got a lot of credibility. He's extremely reliable, and essentially what they've been saying is that, as I said, he broke the Mendy news. Chelsea have started talks with Milan goalkeeper Gianluigi Donnarumma, and they are hoping to persuade him to join the club this summer when his contract is up. Now, this is massive news. Fantastic news to start the day for 2021. By the way, what amazing news, phenomenal stuff. Again, another massive positive is the fact that his contract does actually expire this summer. This summer coming in June, in summer 2021, his contract does expire, so we don't have to pay any sort of compensation to AC Milan. He will be a free agent, so therefore his wages will be astronomical, especially with his agent, which I'll be talking about negatives in a second. But again, because he will be a free agent, we don't have to pay any sort of compensation to AC Milan for that matter. Again, so it's going to cost us nothing. It's just going to be his high wages. But again, he's a world-class potential goalkeeper. He's one of the most sought-after goalkeepers in Europe, and he would exponentially upgrade our squad. Now, my thoughts on Mendy as a goalkeeper, I think that he's been quite decent. He's been very good. Had a magnificent start when he came in. He had that run of 6 clean sheets in a row. Unfortunately, he has stumbled recently. He's made quite a few mistakes. The Leeds game, he made that mistake when Bamford rounded him. The Everton one, where he conceded that penalty. Wolves, you can argue that he could have saved the winner for Wolves. So he's had a few dodgy moments, and for me, I don't think that, again, he's too reliable in the sense. I think that Mendy would be a fantastic backup, but going long term, if you really want to compete and win trophies, I don't see how Mendy could really potentially or realistically be our first choice goalkeeper. Hence why I sincerely believe that Chelsea do need to dip into the market to sign a world-class keeper. Hence why I am all for this move. Now, is Donnarumma my first choice? Not personally. I do prefer the likes of an Oblak, but as I said, Donnarumma, he's a fantastic goalkeeper, and he is up there in my choices. I would put him as second choice. He's in my first choice, but again, I'd love Donnarumma at Chelsea. He has world-class potential. He's young, he's experienced, he's extremely tall, fantastic handling, diving, has world-class attributes that, again, will naturally improve. Again, the other stumbling block is his agent, Mino Raiola. Now, many of you guys may know who Mino Raiola is. He's a super agent. The issue is, however, is Chelsea do not like dealing with Mino Raiola, as some of you may know. It's the main reason why Romelu Lukaku never signed for Chelsea, because at the time Lukaku's agent was Mino Raiola, and because Chelsea don't deal with him, because he charges extortionate agent fees, respectively, we didn't want to pay that. Manchester United did, hence why Lukaku went to Manchester United at the time, and as a result, we never got him. We never deal with Mino Raiola because, of course, his agent fees are too high. He doesn't have a good relationship with Marina Vanaskaya, and I never saw Donnarumma being too realistic, because one of Mino Raiola's clients is, of course, Gianluigi Donnarumma. However, there has been recent reports that there is healing going on between relationships between Mino Raiola and Marina, and the Chelsea hierarchy. They are trying to resolve that relationship and trying to form a working relationship in a sense. And for me, you're going to have to form some sort of relationship, because essentially Mino Raiola's clients are one of the best footballers in the world. The next player I'll be speaking about is another one of Mino Raio's clients. So it's a sense of you kind of have to give into his demand slightly if you want to get a top player. So they are looking to resolve that relationship between the agent and the club. I think this will get done. As the report has stated, we still have to convince Donnarumma, because don't forget there will be multiple clubs after his signature. We're talking maybe PSG, Man City. We've got top clubs in for his signature, so of course Chelsea have to try and persuade him. But with Lampard's poor power, we've had the club have dealt with the summer window and how we've attracted players. I don't see how this will be a problem. I think we will end up signing Donnarumma, and I think it'll be a fantastic signing. Any details, any further announcements, again, I'll be the first to break it on this channel. So yeah, hit that bell notification and subscribe. Now moving on to Erling Haaland. Again, another one of Mino Raio's clients. This is what I'm saying is, even though Chelsea don't have a working relationship with him, we have to find a way to resolve this issue, because again, he has one of the best players in the world. For me, Erling Haaland, what a player. Now, a few weeks ago I made a video regarding Erling Haaland and how Chelsea have put him on their priority list to sign him for next summer. Now I have some news for you guys. I've got a news update on it. It's not the best news on Haaland. It's quite unfortunate. Basically what I've been told is that Chelsea is unlikely we will be signing Haaland this summer, and there's reasons for that. Now essentially Haaland has a release clause, right? But it isn't a straightforward release clause by any means, by any stretch of the imagination. He has a £60 million release clause, which again is very cheap for the player that he is, for the potential that he has, the age that he has, his attributes, his finishing. He has the potential to be the best striker in Europe in the next 2-3 years, without a shadow of a doubt. He's a monster. And £60 million for him is extremely cheap, especially in this climate and market. However, that is not actually activated this summer. This summer of 2021, it will cost upwards of £120 million to sign Haaland. And he's very satisfied and happy to stay in Borussia Dortmund right now. So I don't see Haaland leaving Dortmund this summer. I think that he will stay another season after this at Dortmund. However, in the summer of 2022, his release clause, that £60 million release clause then becomes activated, and then any club can purchase him for £60 million, but only in the summer of 2022. So I don't think that Chelsea will sign him next summer. I think we've got Timo Werner. We have to show a lot of faith in him. We have so much attacking talent and abundance. So I don't think that spending upwards of £120 million is realistic in this current moment in time. I think that in the summer of 2022 is when Chelsea will most likely sign him. Now that's of course if he remains at Dortmund. If another club signs him this summer, then Chelsea will be out of the race. But if he remains at Dortmund for the remainder of this season and next season, then yes, when his release clause becomes activated of £60 million, then I believe Chelsea will definitely be in the market to essentially join the queue, go ahead of the queue and sign him for £60 million, but only in the summer of 2022. So any of you guys are getting excited that we're going to sign next summer, relax a little bit. Don't get me wrong, we could still sign next summer, but I just don't think it's likely. I think it's extremely unlikely. So I wouldn't get your hopes up yet. But again, Haaland's a top player. I don't need to speak about him too much of the qualities that he have or the qualities that he shows. He's a phenomenal player, and the fact that he's only 20 years of age is stunning. But getting on to the final news report, and it isn't on the player, it's mainly about the club's finances. Now this for me is quite important to discuss, when it comes to all aspects of the club. Basically, there was a financial year report which came out yesterday. Every year at the end of the year, end of the calendar year, you have a financial report of how the club's finances are doing. Now this is official from the club. Despite the fall in revenue from £446.7 million to £407.4 million due to the coronavirus pandemic, of course, a lot of clubs have been making losses this summer because of the pandemic. No fans in the stadium, not enough games during the summer. It's hit a lot of clubs hard financially, especially smaller clubs. Chelsea have recorded a profit of £32.5 million, one of the only clubs to record a profit this year, which is phenomenal, sensational stuff. For the year ended 30th of June 2020, reflecting Chelsea's qualification to Champions League and the profits made on a number of player sales during the 2020 financial year. Now, this actually is quite surprising, because don't forget, we had a mega summer this year. We were one of the only clubs that spent it big this summer, especially with the pandemic. We spent upwards of £220 million. And of course, I was surprised to see that we have actually made a profit. But again, let's not forget the Hazard and Morata sales, the fact that we qualified for Champions League, the transfer ban that we never spent. So when you have all these things added up and they're accumulated, you're naturally going to have a lot of profit. So for me, that's fantastic news. It means that we are still within the financial fair play regulations. We still have a lot of profit from other, income streams, revenue, sponsorship. So it's great. It's good news. More good news to give you guys for the start of 2021. I think this has been a fantastic opening for the transfer window, daily transfer window. But if you did enjoy this video, do smash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and leave me your thoughts, opinions in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys for my next video. Peace.